Right, changing the engine air filter on a 2022 Buick GX. You may have noticed if you search the internet, there's nothing on the 2022. They all cover up to 2021, and even finding parts, the filter parts, is kind of difficult in Canada anyway. I found. I priced one at Part Source, $27. Oil Changers wanted $50 to change it, and Napa Auto Parts, it was $60. But I'm going to show you, I think, a cheap alternative to replacing the filter, as it's something I don't think needs done as often as the service manual says. The caveat being, don't hold me liable if I'm wrong. Now, to get to the air filter, let me zoom out here. You'll see there's the scoop that sucks the air in and goes down into the filter, which is back in here in a box under here. You have to remove these what they call pop clips. They're in two pieces. This one I've had out and it's quite loose, but if you get a screwdriver under it, you can take the insert piece out like this, and then you have to gently wiggle the screwdriver under this, careful not to break it, and this will pull out also. Do it on both sides. Here's one that I've got half assembled, you can see. Take the, like I say, just gently work a screwdriver under them, you'll get them out. Take your time. Obviously you want to, store them in a safe place so you don't lose them in the bottom of the engine. Right, next, there's clips. You can see down here, one there, one on the other side, then in here, and down there's another one. Oh, can I get down there with the light? Light in the right place. You can see down in here, and there's another one on this side, down there. Down there, you get a bit of a reflection off my hand. There you go. That one there. It's pretty obvious how they come out. Right, once you've got those clips unclipped, this just lifts off. And now this is the filter cover. There's 4 screws, Phillips in the back. Take them. They don't come all the way out. If you take them up about 1 inch, then the top of the cover will come off, as you'll see. Working in my own light here. There we go. So here's the filter. Right, now this filter, a little strange, you can see it's longer on one side than the other, and the actual filter is not very dirty, but it has this layer of filter material which basically does most of the work. So my thought is just replace that and do the filter itself every 3rd change. Anyway, this is what I'm going to do. This is a printout from the manual that shows you how to get to the filter. I printed it out, blew it up because it's a bit clearer, like I just showed you there. So you get the scoop off, and then there's where the screws are on the cover. Filter material. It's basically batting batten for filling cushions and stuff. You pick it up in a dressmaking shop or a material store. Very cheap. There's a lot more here than I would need. It's actually because my wife was filling some cushions, not because I needed it for filter material. Here we go. So we mark around it. I use this rough shape. So we get it stuck on, we can trim it up. I need 2 hands for this. There we go. So we'll get the old piece off. It's a little bit grey through this side, so it's let a bit of dust through. You can see the filter itself's not especially dirty. Down in between is pretty clean. A little bit of dirt on the top. That's the glue. But we're not going to worry about the glue. It doesn't really need to be there. And there. Put a second layer on if we want a little bit more dust protection. It's pretty soft. It will squeeze down. It will attract quite a lot of dust. And I think we'll get another, I don't know, another 48,000 kilometers out of that. And there's quite a bit of dirt in the bottom. I'm going to vacuum that out before I put the filter in. Right, so I decided maybe we do need a little bit of glue to hold it back on, just because the filter could end up falling into the bottom of the air chamber. I don't think we need as much glue as is on there though, so what my plan is, I'm going to put a couple of spots of this spray-on adhesive just over where the glue was. Stick it on there. Right, so filter's back in place. So like this back in. Settle it down, we'll sit down. When you're bending it back, you want to be a bit careful you don't overstretch it and accidentally disconnect anything, break the hose to the turbo. And then it's a case of just putting the screws back in. Don't go mad, it's all plastic, so don't want to. Feel good there. And then we put this back in. It kind of, you just locate it into that bit there. These holes line up. These clips go back in. Snap it down. And then the pull, you can tell if it's in right. That one's not. There we go. And it's basically in, and it's just a case of putting the pop pins back in. So let me get the pop pins. The pop pins, like I explained earlier, are 2 parts. There's the part that goes in the hole, like this. Right, put them both in first. Like that. Then the other bit. Now these orient one way or the other. If it doesn't go in one way, don't force it. It's probably going in the other way. There we go. And that shouldn't pull out now. So, and the same for this one. There we go. That's it. Job's a good one, as I say. Right. So anyway, like I say, there's a cheap way to do a filter job that could cost you 50, 60 bucks Canadian, and I I'm sure it's going to be good enough for at least another 48,000 kilometers, and then you can go and spend your hard-earned money on a real filter if you want. After all, it's only stopping shit getting into the turbo, so it's not going to, in the worst case scenario, it'll block up before it'll allow anything in. Okay, take care.